And now, another episode of MMA Gossip with your boys.
Boom, we're live, baby. Recording in progress. Episode number 78. We're 78 episodes deep. It's pretty crazy. I was just explaining to someone the other day. I'm like, dude, we're already over a year and a half into this shit, and it feels fucking amazing. I love doing it every Wednesday, and we're back again. So do the boys a favor right off the bat. Like, comment, subscribe on this YouTube video. Apple fucking podcast, Spotify, the whole nine. We're everywhere. Someone asked me that this week. I was at a bachelor party and they saw my shirt and they were like, oh my God, the podcast, I listen. They're like, is it available here, by the way? I'm like, dude, everywhere. So help the boys out. Like, comment, subscribe all across the board. We got a lot going on this week. Bellator 265. Czech Congo is the oldest fighter on the Bellator roster, still doing the damn thing. UFC, we got Kelvin Gastelum and Jared Cannonier. So I have a feeling we might be a little split there. We'll see what happens. Maybe Matt finally likes Kelvin Gastelum, just a little too late in his career. I'm not sure. Apparently not. PFL, so I'm sure Mike will run us through that and a whole lot more. We'll get into it. I know Jake Paul's kind of going off and his fight's next week. I don't know, 2 weeks. Whatever the 28th is, it's that day, I believe. Woodley, I'm going to be rooting my ass off for him. That and much more on episode number 78.
All right, baby. Got 2 talking points this week. Real quick, nod your heads. You want to do it at the beginning or at the end?
Do it now.
All right, let's do it. So one thing that caught my eye, PAIGE VANZANT. She got her ass beat and bare knuckle in her last fight. She was a big favorite. Broke both her. I'm pretty sure she broke both her hands. But she talked a little bit about mental health and how she was like, had thoughts of suicide after losing this, that, and the other thing. And usually I'm very sympathetic and empathetic to these kinds of people kind of be opening up about, fighter health or whatever, sports health. You see a lot of different athletes in a lot of different leagues like come forward and talk about mental health. And I usually appreciate it. But for some reason, PAIGE VANZANT going out and doing, following along with that line of thought, it just bothered me a little bit. I don't know. It's because she's just like pretending to be a fighter. Like, I personally think that her heart's not in it. And for her to go out and then talking about mental health because she lost this, that, and the other thing, it doesn't resonate well with me. What do you guys think about it, Chris?
I like when fighters talk about it, like Ryan Garcia, one of the most famous boxers in the world right now, sponsored by Gymshark, Gatorade, and a million other things. He actually just canceled his fight because of it. But I mean, his heart's, it's weird, right? So he's only like 22 years old and he's already said like he's not going to fight past like 25 or something, or 26. He said he's going to retire, which is kind of fucking crazy. So like, they say you think about retirement, you already have like 1 foot out, but he is not even remotely close to his peak. Like I said, he's 22 years old. He's kind of going through it. And I really respected him for that. Like, he's on a humongous platform and, like 10 million Instagram followers, the whole nine, the Gymshark sponsorship. They really promote the shit out of him. He had a fight book and literally just like, no, my head's not in it. So I see a lot of people go back and forth, and I'm not disagreeing with you, Mike. It's just like, I feel like it's so people, not you necessarily, but some people are just selective on who it is. And I am not a PAIGE VANZANT fan. So I'm definitely, I don't really pay attention to what she does. But wasn't it like a golfer? Who the hell was it? Someone didn't do a press conference. They tried to fine her because she said it was for her mental health, and then everyone got pissed off. Then I saw some people saying like, oh, if you had like a sickness, just because you can't see mental health doesn't mean it's not there. And it's easy to say. I'm kind of rambling, but I do think about this a lot. PAIGE VANZANT has like everything going for her, right? She's super hot. She's got an awesome husband. She's got a ton of fucking money, a million sponsorships. So like, why is she suicidal? Like, she lost in bare knuckle fighting. I mean, I don't think many people put much stock into her going into bare knuckle fighting. I feel like it's just another promotional thing. So, maybe she really did take it to heart. I don't know if she is doing that just for like more attention. It's pretty fucking stupid. Like, her book, like, it was the fight of my life. Like, I was sexually harassed in a gym. It's like, yeah, you and every other fucking girl that's ever gone into a gym. Unfortunately, if you see what's going on in the jiu-jitsu world right now, they're saying there's like child molesters and sexual abusers all over the place. And I totally see that. There's kids classes, whatever. Not that I've personally ever seen it, but anyone that has personally seen it, and this is a little off topic and hasn't said anything, you're a fucking idiot. But anyway, PAIGE VANZANT more specifically, if she's really being genuine, then it is crazy because she has a humongous platform. So I guess someone like her, it does take someone with such like a gigantic platform to talk about it, to make people aware. But I don't know. I see what you're saying. Why you think it came off a little like phony?
It came off as not it wasn't grounded. It didn't seem like she was down to earth when she was talking about it. But then again, I maybe I'm just a hater. I never was hated on Paige VanZant, but it doesn't feel as real talk as it does as like most of the other athletes. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. What do you think, Matt?
Am I muted? Yeah. So I've had a lot of time to think about this while you guys have been talking. I still haven't really completed a thought yet. I guess I don't know. I do like to hear fighters talk about it, or any athlete for that matter, but I don't know. I don't really have a stance on it, to be honest with you. I don't want to just say something because not that I don't fucking care. I just think that if she's being real, she's being real. And if she's not, that's pretty fucked up because, like Chris just said, there are like Ryan Garcia. I'm sure people heard what happened in the Olympics, whether you agreed or disagreed with that or not is a different discussion. But it is a very real thing. If she was just using that for her platform and maybe make people more interested in her, maybe let me read her book and whatever the fuck. But I don't know if she's being real. I wish the best to her and all that. But if not, then it's just a fucked up thing to do. I don't know, man. I really don't have an opinion on it. Mike, I wish I saved this for the end of the podcast. You come out firing about suicide. I'm over here ready to talk about fights.
Sorry. Hey, we gotta get it out of the way quick. So real quick, Matt, you were talking about the Olympics. I forget her name, but do you think you can give us a 2 to 3 sentence spiel on what happened in the Olympics and why it was so controversial?
What's it called? The gymnast, Simon Biles or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's who it was. And she bailed on doing whatever her gymnast thing does. Sorry, I don't really watch the Olympics like that. I mean, I do, just not all that flippy shit. Basically, she bailed on it and said it was her mental health. And people's reaction was, she claimed she's I trained forever for this, whatever the fuck's you train your whole life for this, and then you go through tryouts and all that shit. If you were going to back out, what about all those other girls that tried out as well that could have took your spot and, did what they were supposed to do? That was the main beef about it. But it was basically the same thing. Like Ryan Garcia, she just bailed on what she was supposed to do. In the moment, she completed something else. Like I said, I don't know much about the Olympics, but one of the things she had to do, she just didn't show up, to my knowledge. Yeah. And people freaked out.
I wasn't even, sorry, Matt. I wasn't even referring to that at first. I was thinking about, there's a golfer who I believe was a golfer who didn't do interviews after her thing.
That was the female golfer. I know exactly.
The female golfer. Yeah. She said it was for mental health reasons. She just didn't do interviews and they fined her for that. Then in the Olympics, Simone Biles she basically said the same thing. At first, she said it was a physical injury and she couldn't compete. And then, she started getting interview questions the whole night. She finally came out and was like, hey, look, it's a mental health thing. I need to fucking chill out. In her defense, she is the most famous and best gymnast in the fucking world. So obviously the U.S. Olympic team wants her. She's the best gymnast in the world. So basically what happened was she said it was mental health related. She pulled out and she didn't compete in I don't even know. I'm just making numbers up here, 9 out of 10 competitions. And then she finally was the last day, was okay, I'll do this one. Went in, got silver. So good for fucking her. But again, it does take someone humongous like that to, give it a platform, basically. That's my thought on it.
Yeah, then I go back to Tom Breeze and I'm like, damn, I feel bad for the guy. All the talent in the world, can't get your shit together. Yeah, shit happens, whatever. Moving on, guys. Roy Mcdonald, he's toast, right? I mean, for you to go from the talent you were when you beat the shit out of Woodley when you were 23 years old to being in your prime and then going up against a very average fighter. Granted, Cooper's got all the heart, all the toughness, all the will to win, but he's very average in all areas of mixed martial arts. Rory should have won that fight. My bank account reflects that loss. Any thoughts on Roy Mcdonald going out like this, man? Because it's sad. I mean, I really do think he just absolutely fell off hard. And he did just enough to beat, Lima. I thought he did just enough. And then he lost this subsequential fight to him. What do you think, Chris?
Dude, it sucks. I fucking absolutely love Rory Mcdonald, and it just seems like he had a massive fall from grace. That you leave that shit in the cage, and I think those wars he had, dating back into UFC when he was beating Carlos Condit for 2 rounds and 90% of the third round. It gets not like stopped with like 7 seconds left in the fight. That was crazy. Went out in the Shield, then loses a split decision. Robbie Lawler comes back and has that war with Robbie Lawler for the belt. Seems like he left it all in there. It seems like him and Robbie have not been the same since that fight. And then obviously Robbie also fought Condit. But then who was it? He fought Wonder Boy, lost to Wonder Boy, left the UFC, and has just looked super average since. Like going to a draw with John Fitch and barely beat, I think it was Neiman Gracie he barely beat. And it's just like he has not, then going to PFL, just like down. The guy that was just supposed to be, GSP's prodigy basically has never fulfilled that. Like UFC gold, he almost seemed destined for it, never got it, got the Bellator strap, and then just went to PFL and has looked, Gleison Tebow, like that, Ray Cooper the third, you're losing to these guys now, and you're supposed to be, the next coming of George St. Pierre. So I'm not taking away from him, but he basically retired and then said, I didn't really mean it. And it just seems like his heart is really, really not in it. And I haven't seen him training with like again, who the fuck am I? But I haven't seen him training with Faraz Sahabi like he used to be. He's going did a little camp. I saw him down at Sanford MMA and somewhere else, and really posting a ton of videos on his Instagram, training by himself in his garage. Like, how much better are you really getting at this point in your career, So I don't really know what to think of it. I'm just rambling at this point, but losing to Ray Cooper III, who's essentially fought no one. Like, his best win, I guess, is knocking out Jake Shields in like 2018. It seemed like the line, like, it almost seemed like, I guess it was a trap because it just seemed too easy. I just thought Rory runs through him, and I feel like Rory should and would run through him, and this is like a sign and not a good one.
Yeah, it's the official sign. Matt, thoughts?
I don't need to reiterate everything Chris just said. It's just a lot of tread on his tires, man. He's been fighting since I think like 2005. He's got over 30 pro fights, and like Chris said, I think that Robbie Lawler fight just kind of nail in the coffin a little bit. Like, he took so much damage that fight, and then he was never really the same after that. I never forget when he went up the weight against Mousasi, and you saw the size difference there, and him actually getting his head fucking beaten in. And then after that, you can really say he was just kind of done, because then it was an immediate draw to John Fitch, shitty fight with Neiman Gracie, lost to Lima, beat Melender, who doesn't. And then, we just talked about the other two. I think your body can only take so much. And I remember when he retired, it seemed like he was fighting a lot of inner demons and all that stuff. And then to come back, like, talk about mental health, open up this dude's diary, like what he went through probably after some of these fights, man. Like, that Robbie Lawler fight was fucking crazy. That was like the first big fight I ever watched too. Side note, that's, talk about getting hooked into UFC. But, yeah, I think it's just his time to call it, dude. Even though I think he beat Gleison Tebow.
Yeah, we all did, but it was way too close for comfort, man. He should have blown him out of the water.
Yeah.
Bro, right, guys.
Matt, what you said too, dude, he started fighting his first pro fight when he was 16, dude. So there's definitely some miles on him,
Literally half his life he's a professional fighter for half his life, and probably training for the other 16 years as well.
Yep.
But all right, we got PFL. Nothing crazy. It's the semifinals for the 155-pound women and the heavyweights. Really, honestly, nothing to note on this card other than the fact that Jenna Fabian is absolutely going to get mauled by Kayla Harrison. There's just no way around it. I've seen her break before, and Kayla Harrison is going to break her in the first round and beat her ass. And she's going to make it to the finals again. And just like you said, Chris, that Procheka, what's her name? She could not make weight today, so she's out of the finals. She was about to set up, the third match with Kayla Harrison and probably lose again, but now she kind of fucked herself. If you can't make 155 as a woman, I don't know what to tell you. Seek a different career, or I don't know, make the fucking weight. So Chrissy Bellator, you want to take the crown here and talk about Bellator 265?
Yeah, you want to just pull up best fight odds on your phone? Or on the screen.
Yeah.
There was something else I wanted to add to that PFL. Oh, so a couple things with PFL real quick. Did you see the interviewer yesterday call her Gina?
Yeah.
And then see Kayla Harrison go off. So good for her. Also, Ariel had Kayla on his show, I should say, because dominance MMA fighters, Ali guys aren't allowed on his show by Ali. And Ariel actually, I usually make fun of him, but good for fucking him, saying that basically calling out Ali live on air, and Kayla Harrison like not being upset about it at all. Anyway, Kayla's awesome, and now I love how people are calling for her to fight Amanda Nunes now. Amanda also kind of seems to not care that much. Like, she's with her baby every day. Like, what's her name? Juliana Pena kind of nailed it on the head, and it hit the nail on the head. But anyway, Bellator 265, baby, we're back. Bellator, another weekend event. Love to see it, but the card is somewhat poopy. Straight off the top, Czech Congo taking on Sergey Kharitonov, and Czech Congo is like the king of being a Bellator underdog and just coming through. He's 46 years old, still fucking doing it. We'll probably see some fucking whatchamacallit memes, some Rampage Jackson memes coming out this week with Czech Congo. They're actually hilarious if you haven't seen them on Instagram, but damn, dude, Czech Congo making history. Oldest fighter on the Bellator roster. That's fucking saying something. You know what I mean? That is the retirement home. And, I love Bellator, but I'm just saying. I'm taking Czech Congo as an underdog. I don't know about you guys. How do you feel about it?
I texted you guys earlier, but Chris, you didn't answer, but Matt picked Karatov.
I didn't even see him.
I'm not going to touch this fight with a 10-foot pole. I'm going to root for Congo, but I don't know. I just feel like every time Congo fights, I'm just like, all right, now he's going to lose. Now he's going to lose. All right, now he's going to lose. But he keeps fucking winning, man. He keeps pulling that shit. I mean, granted, his fights have gotten from exciting Pat Barry fight have gone to like snooze fuckingville. And he fights super, laid back and very cautiously because he's been fucking hitting the head 1,000 times. But yeah, let's go Congo.
Yo, I lost you guys for a second.
Oh, hey, what's up?
My bad, dude. I see you guys again. I don't see the best fight odds. Is it still up on your screen?
Yeah, you can't see it?
No, I just see you guys. But
let me do it again for you.
Sorry, boys. But yeah, dude, I'm picking anytime Czech Congo is a fucking underdog in Bellator nowadays. I feel exactly the same way as you, bro. And I'm just gonna ride the wave. He's still built like a superhero. I heard what you said about Pat Barry, and it's so funny, dude. Random people that know I'm obsessed with MMA. I got to say, probably like once every couple months, someone I know will send me that video on Instagram. Be like, bro, have you ever seen this? I'm like, yeah, dude, literally about 77 million times. Literally a bajillion times. Moving down. This is not in any particular order. Kevin Taylor, Marcelo, Adam Borix, JJ Wilson. That's what I was looking for. That fight is going to be sick. Like, that is the people's main event. Absolutely, 100% positively. I said in the group chat this week, I think Adam Borix has kind of got this one, but he's fucking good, dude. Another Stanford MMA guy. His only loss, he got submitted, but we'll call that a fluke. And I really fucking like him, dude. He's a savage. He's like somewhat one of the new age fighters where he's just super well-rounded, and Bellator really likes him. JJ Wilson, fuck him. No, I'm only kidding. But he's Matt's favorite fighter on the Bellator roster. We all know the Tyrone Claxton incident. Anyway,
Borix is going to be one of my picks this weekend.
I really like Borix a lot, man.
A crossover this weekend between Bellator and our and UFC and our pick.
There we go. My lock coming up next. Logan Storley. On Dante Shiro, who I have legitimately no clue who that fucking is. And you know me, guys, I don't look at the odds, but Logan Storley, Bellator loves him. Wrestler, we've talked about his backstory 100 times in this podcast. I don't need to go through it again. But Bellator, he's one of those guys that Bellator is going to keep doing this against. Let him beat 15 tomato cans and then give him some real fights. He's had a couple, but how is he minus 1,800 some places, Matt, and then minus 3,300 in other places? Like, how does that work?
Once the lines get that big, it's kind of just like not a crapshoot, but like it's more influenced by who's actually betting it and who's actually betting the favorite there. So like FanDuel might have taken a bet that DraftKings and BetMGM didn't.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Nobody's touching that line except me.
Understandable. Next up, Jornel Lugo taking on Keith Lee. Keith Lee is kind of just a dud. He's got the name recognition, obviously, because of his brother, but his record is like 500. It's like, he's like 4-4. He's really not that great. Has not lived up to his brother's is living in his brother's shadow. Never really lived up to the Kevin Lee name. And I think the other brother is in jail, so take that as you may. Looking down the list, nothing too crazy. This is another one of the Dwayne Johnson. The Rock is on this card.
Chris, I got a couple questions if you know these guys. What about Taylor Johnson? I know he's had a couple fights in the UFC. Is he any good?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
How about Mike Hamill and Bryce Logan?
Mike Hamill. Why do I know that name? I gotta see his I gotta see his face. Type it in his face. I want to see his face.
I got you real quick. Hold on.
Mike's trying to find the last piece of a parlay over here.
No. So Mike Hamill's right here. Bryce Logan's right here. You know this guy?
No, I don't know him.
He's had a couple fights. He fought Adam Boric, so I thought maybe, and he fought Usman Nurmagomedov. Like, those are two fucking hard fights.
No, dude, I don't recognize him for some reason. Yeah, those are two fucking hard fights. 7-5 record, but you've been through the fucking ringer, bud.
Yeah, so like I made a pretty irresponsible bet today based off of
Mike Hamill.
So yeah, this Bryce Logan guy, I don't know him at all, but he's only basically been in LFA and had.
Oh, dude, I know exactly who this is. I remember. Yeah, I know exactly who this is.
Is he good? Because I bet on Hamill.
No, dude, Hamill's name's Mike Hamill. Who did you said he fought in the UFC?
Yeah, dude, he fought Bellator. He fought Usman.
Oh, I think
Adam
he
Boric.
fought in the UFC. I was like, dude, I really don't know who that is.
No, man.
No.
But I feel like if your two losses in Bellator are Adam Boric's and Usman,
I mean, they put you through the ringer. Yeah. Bellator 243. Click Bellator 243 on his name before we get too deep. I'm trying to see who this card was and see if I can remember it. You know what I do sometimes? With a fun fact while you're doing this, when I can't fall asleep, I try to name as many UFCs as I can, like main events in reverse order, and see how far back I can go. And next thing I know, I just wake up in the morning.
Dude, counting sheep, same shit, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's like the same thing to me. Oh my God, dude. When was the date of this? 8/7. Dude, I watched this in my apartment last summer. I went home for a day and I stayed up and I was like, oh my God, why did I do that?
Dude, why do I feel like I was with you, but maybe not? But yeah.
You might have been.
I feel like I might have been. I feel like
the first time they fought, I made Mark Luciano stay up in his old condo. Me and him stayed up until like 2:00 in the morning, and they went to a fucking decision. Mark was like, "Dude, I hate you."
Classic. Whenever you're trying to show your friends, like, "Oh, this is gonna be a great fight," and then it always fucking turns out to be shit. And then you watch, like, for example, these shit cards, PFL, Bellator, and UFC this weekend. They're gonna be firefights. Watch,
bro. You guys were both there, Matt. I think you were. I know Mike was, obviously, but I finally convinced all the boys to go to a UFC fight, and those Mark and Jackson, Reed was sitting next to me. You were there with your family. I think Matt was there too, and it was fucking UFC 208. Holly Holm, Jermaine Durand to me, fucking only one finish on the entire card, and it was Jacare submitting Tim Bosch. And Dana White said the most exciting part of his night was his flight home. Fuck me, dude. I tried to get all the boys involved, and the best part of the whole night was the fist fight in the crowd. Like, that's literally what the boys took away from that.
I went with my brother and he fell asleep in the stands. Literally fell asleep. Dead out.
I was there with I sat with Mark and Jackson, I think.
Who else was there? There's one more. It was you, Mark, Jackson, and someone else. Because I sat with Reed.
Yeah, because you guys sat by no, that was another fight. What was the fight you sat by the tunnel?
That was that fight. Me and Reed sat separately.
Miller.
Dude, the high five and Jim Miller, Dustin Poirier came out. Dude, it was Anderson Silva, Brunson. That was a sweet fucking night. Dude, I had the best time. Me and Reed high fiving all the fighters and shit when they're walking out, and that's awesome. Fucking losers. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Bellator 265. Nothing crazy. I haven't done my research this week, like I said, boys, which I wish I could. I was away at a bachelor party in the middle of fucking nowhere. It's been actually a blast. Caught some big fish. But anyway. Nothing to brag home. Oh, Keith Lee is 7-4. I think he was like 3-0, and since is just shit the bed. So I think they're kind of using him as a springboard here. But and Taylor Johnson. Go back to his picture. Is he the one with the big beard? Yeah, Taylor Johnson. I saw his face, and it just came back to me.
Yeah,
dude, Ed Ruth, that's who I remember him fighting. Ed Ruth, and he fucking beat Ed Ruth, dude. I knew that motherfucker's face. Yeah, exactly. With the long beard and the man bun. Mm-hmm. Fucking, it was short too. Where is it? 59 seconds, dude. Oh my God, that was devastating. I actually, what's the date of that? 245. Yeah, I remember talking to you guys and saying like Ed Ruth's just gonna wrestle fuck him, blah, blah, blah. And dude, they're super dry. He just fucking, oh my God. I remember this dude, it was over. It was over. Andre Muniz, dude. Motherfucker's been doing it. That's right. Are those on Contender Series?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember, dude, as soon as when you said Taylor Johnson, it just came, I saw his face. I was like, oh, I know who that is.
Yeah, it's hard to keep
up. But yeah,
with
for some reason, what's his name is not coming to me. But anyway, Logan Story, they have his wrestling picture. That's incredible, dude.
It's awesome. Look at this guy. Look at this. Logan Story's gonna lose to this guy. Yeah, okay.
I love how MMA fighters have the worst tattoos of all time. It's like a staple.
Dude, it's such a hipster. Dude, I just go on Twitter and I just fucking just get mad just listening to all these fucking pussies talk about fighter pay and talk about whatever the fuck other bullshit instead of like being happy and just the negativity, man. It's all everyone talks about anymore. It's sad. But hey, we got UFC. At the end of the day, when you have a shitty day or a shitty week, it's always nice to look forward to a card. So
absolutely.
Even though we don't got a powerful one, we got some couple low key good matchups here. One I definitely want to talk about is where is it? Kelleher and Pilarte. I want to talk about this one because I think Pilarte is absolutely shot, and I think he's gonna get his head fucking thrown into the stands by Brian Kelleher. I know we tried to get Brian Kelleher on the show. He was kind of difficult to schedule around, but I'm still a fan. He's a good guy. You know, he always on Instagram Live, always taking questions from the fans and answering them actively. You know, he's a good guy. So I think he's gonna whoop ass here. What do you guys think?
I was waiting for that.
Oh yeah, I was trying to unmute myself. Yeah, I completely agree. We were talking about this before the podcast. I think Pilarte is gonna get his fucking head knocked off. He just gets hit so much. And if there's one guy you don't want to fight that's just going to be pretty much headhunting and doing nothing else the whole time, it is Brian Kelleher. Hold on, I'm just pulling up his record really quick because he did the fight that he won, if I remember right.
He knocked out Hunter Azure, right? That's what you're gonna say.
Kelleher did, yeah.
No, not that one. I lost money on that fight, of course. But
Kelleher was my dog.
Was he?
Yeah.
Didn't Pilarte fight somebody recently where he was winning most of the fight?
And he got knocked out by he got knocked out bad by Journey Newson, but Newson popped for being high.
Yes, that's what it was. He didn't end up, but Journey Newson beat his ass, and ever since I said I'll never ever bet on him again because I bet on him in that fight. So Kelleher here by default.
Dude, Kelleher just doesn't show up sometimes, but I don't think he fights the level of his competition sort of. Like I remember when he fought Lineker, everyone was like, "Oh my god, this dude nutsack's huge." He still got knocked the fuck out, but like he showed up. I feel like when he fought Ricky Simone, he looked so defeated. Like he almost looked like he was calling him out, like calling for Ricky Simone, and then they got in the cage, and like Ricky Simone was just beating the shit out of him, and Kelleher just kind of like fought to not get KO'd. You know what I mean? Like there was a significant difference. I don't know. Kelleher,
no, you're right.
To be fair, though, I think it's because Ricky Simone is that fucking good.
Yes, he is. But at the same time, dude, I remember right before Kelleher fought Lineker, I was like, yo, Kelleher, man, this guy is good, man. I think he's going to be like top 5 eventually. And then he fought Lineker. Before Lineker, look at his record, dude. Like, not saying he was like great and all, but before the Lineker fight, man, look, he fought Yuri Alcantara, knocked him out. Vera lost. Okay, Stasiak, Barao. When he fought Barao, that's when we still thought Barao was good, or at least still had some in the tank. And I was like, damn. Fought Lineker, gets knocked down in the 3rd round, loses to Montel Jackson. I think it's over for him. But he comes back a year and a half later, beats O'Day and Hunter, loses to Stamen. You know, he's a fucking journeyman, you know, but I thought he was going to be good. But ever since that Lineker loss, I just thought like, I think you're right, Chris. He's fighting not to lose as opposed to fighting to win. And he's going to beat the Cans, right? He's going to beat the Ray Rodriguez's of the world. But, you know, he steps up against someone like Stamen. He's going to lose. But here in Pilarte, it's like, I think the UFC is like, all right, Kelleher's not great, but he's entertaining. He's exciting. He knocks people out. He chokes people out. Let's give him Pilarte so we can get Pilarte's walking papers.
I wouldn't be surprised if he won with a guillotine at all. I know the favor is probably on him knocking him out, but.
What is 3 things? What is the line on Kelleher? 2
minus 176, minus 165, minus 170.
Kelleher got so famous was not so famous when he was a no one.
Chris is lagging out again.
Interesting.
All right, let's keep this moving. Chris, you lagged out again. What'd you say?
I think he's gone.
I see him moving over there.
No, I knew I was, so I just shut the fuck up. Do you see me moving now?
I hear you. Yep.
Okay, yeah, no, sorry. I saw myself lagging, so I just shut the fuck up so Matt could talk. But no, Kelleher got a little stardom because he was him in New York, Ariel and New York Rick did like a little contest on the MMA Hour, and he entered it. He wrote like a song for them and shit, and they like put him as a runner up. And then he was like, "Yeah, I'm actually a fighter out of New York, blah blah blah." And Ariel was like, "Oh, come on the show." And he just went on Ariel's show, called a shot for the UFC, got a shot, and ran with it basically. So props to him. And I forgot what the other thing was, but yeah.
That's all. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Oh, dude, I saw an article that talking about fighter pay and shit. I think I brought this up previously. He fought X amount of times, like just say 4 times, and got a win bonus, or got his 3 win bonuses and fight a night bonus and everything, and combined made like over $300,000. That's like what CEOs of companies make. You know what I mean? Or senior vice presidents of companies make. And I think he still lives with his parents. I'm pretty sure he lives in his parents' house. I'm almost positive.
Saving that money, good for him.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah. All right, this is probably the fight of the weekend. It's probably the best fight in the card. We got Pantoja versus Roy Val. Roy Val coming off that. I think he had popped his shoulder out of place against Moreno. No shame there. And Pantoja coming off the win against Cap. I think he's on like a 2-fight win streak here. Hey, Pantoja is going to be top 2, top 3 for the entire time he's in the UFC at 125. And Roy Val kind of came onto the scene as a big underdog and kind of proved his worth, man. He got a couple sick finishes against Tim Elliott. Hey, man, I'm not gonna lie. I got to bet on Roy Val here. I just think that he's opportunistic, a lot of volume, decent Muay Thai. He's fucking tall as shit for 125. He's a big dude. I just think the line is off. Give me plus 150 on Roy Val. I'll take it. If it was pick 'em odds, I'd pick Pantoja because I do think Pantoja is more well-rounded in every facet, but opportunistic wise, I'm taking Roy Val. Matt, what do you think?
Damn, Mike, for the first time in a while, we disagree. Shit. I don't know, man. I've always liked Pantoja here. There was actually a time where I was saying that I think he should be in line for the belt. And then I forget who he fought. He fought somebody and just absolutely shit the bed. Wasn't he on the same card as a backup?
Oh, he fought Askar Askarov as a big favorite and lost.
And he was on the card just in case something happened to the main event. And then he managed to lose a fight in which he was a backup for the fucking title fight.
Yeah, I think he took a fight. He was basically guaranteed a spot and then took the fight and lost to Askar Askarov. And now Askar seems to be in limbo too because no one seems to be talking about him.
Except you, Mike.
Yeah.
You guys know he's deaf?
Our first 4 podcast episodes, I think we all said that. But
I see
I'm on Pantoja here too.
You're on Pantoja. I mean, the thing against Pantoja is I feel like he always lets people back in the fight at the end. Like against Cap, he didn't come on really till the 3rd round. I guess you could attribute a lot of that to he starts slow, but I don't know. Pantoja, for some reason, his gas tank always seems to slow a little bit at the end. But like you said, Mike, definitely the more well-rounded fighter here. I think his volume is going to be crazy early. It always is, but as long as he doesn't tail off here, I think he should be able to get 2 rounds in the bag.
All right, we got return of Mark Madsen. It's been a while since he's been in the cage. I'm a fan of him because of his Olympic wrestling background, and I just saw an interview with him. The reason why he was out for so long, and he's an older guy, he's like 36, is because he had like some serious injuries and he was taking care of his wife, who was very, very ill. So like a lot of respect that, I can't imagine being in that kind of spot. So I give him a lot of respect there. And he's going against Clay Guida, who's putting on, who just beat the shit out of Michael Johnson, So this is actually a pretty exciting fight. The line is, I think, accurate, minus 165 on Mark here. Honestly, dude, I don't know who the fuck is going to win this fight. So I'm going to go with the dog, man. If I don't know who's going to win the fight, I'm picking Guida to come out here and grind in the 2nd and 3rd round and pick up a 29-28 decision. Chris, what do you think?
Dude, does Michael Johnson have a fucking losing record yet? He's fucking close.
Dude, he's dog shit.
Dude, it's crazy because he was really – dude, he has wins over Tony Ferguson, Dustin Poirier. Like, he has fucking awesome wins, but he just
got some glaring holes in the game.
Dude, yeah, I can't believe Clay Guida's still doing the damn thing. Yeah, I'm going to ride with Madsen here, I think, but – Yeah, dude, I can't doubt Clay Guida. He's still doing it and like looking pretty, going split decision, I think, with Bobby Green, and just got the win over Michael Johnson. Like it's still doing the damn thing. Good for him. And I fucking love Clay Guida. I'll be rooting for him as a fan. So you know what? Fuck that. I'm riding with Clay Guida just because I'm gonna be rooting for him 100%. He's commented on my Instagram before. I love Clay Guida. He's the man. I actually tagged him in an Instagram post and like of a fish, because he's talking about fishing, and then he tagged Chad Mendez, Uriah Faber, and Gregor Gillespie in it, and then they started having a conversation in the comments on my Instagram post. So I always thought that was fucking cool. So I'm repeating Clay Guida.
Yeah, that was cool.
Based on that.
I'm actually going Clay here as well, solely based off the fact I'm going to be rooting for him. It's going to be a weird fight, right? Because Clay, how does he beat people these days? He just wrestle fucks them. He makes it a cage, literally legitimate cage fight. You'll be up against the cage for the whole time, ground and pound, getting dumped on your butt. You'll get back up, he'll rinse, repeat. But it's going to be tough against Madsen, I think. I think it's going to be, like Chris said, just a battle of gas tanks. And I think Clay probably ends up having a better gas tank. The last time we saw Mark Madsen out, what did he do? He let Austin Hubbard almost finish him in that third round after dominating for 2 rounds. And I think Clay just might end up putting it on him here. Like Mike just said, he was dealing with everything with his wife. Who knows how he's been training. And I'm due to hit an underdog. I never pick underdogs in this fucking podcast. I'm going Clay Guida here.
Matty favorites.
Yeah, literally.
All right, main event. I don't know what to think about this fight, man. I mean, Jared Cannonier, and I'm gonna say something. I thought he did well against Robert Whittaker, despite losing.
Me too.
Clearly, I thought he did pretty well, and he fucking broke his arm in the fight. I think Robert threw a kick and like broke his arm or something like that, or his wrist. So I give him a lot of credit for finishing the fight strong, and he was rocked. At the end of the fight, he almost got finished. But it was really concerning how bad Kelvin lost to Whittaker. I know he's a lot smaller and his stand-up isn't as sharp, but like he got punched in the face so many fucking times in that fight, man. I'm like, he always hashtag on a mission for gold. And I love that. I love his hashtag. It's his hashtag. He owns it, on a mission for gold. I always thought that was really cool, man. But I've never been lower on him at this point. And I'm not necessarily high on, Cannonier. I picked him to beat the Joker. I bet on him to beat Whittaker, and I was wrong there. But, he's getting older. He's a weird guy, but
he's a weird guy. He's going to lose.
I don't know. Something is compelling me. I think it's a very close fight, and I think the line is a little wide. But for some reason, my heart is telling me to pick Cannonier here, mostly because Kelvin is just not. He just hasn't been the same, man. I guess I'll root for Gastelum because I've been a fan ever since he beat Uriah Hall on The Ultimate Fighter. I was like, damn, dude, like Uriah Hall was supposed to be this big thing, and Kelvin just swooped in. And dude, if you look at his fucking wins, man, Kelvin is a savage, man. He has some insane wins, or just like fights, man. The caliber fights that he has on his record is absolutely monstrous, man. So I don't know. I don't know. What do you think, Matt? Go first.
Dude, why do you always ask me to talk about Kelvin Gastelum? I'm just gonna shit on him. I think he's going to get knocked out here. I'll never pick him. I think I picked him once. It was recently against Heinisch, and I barely picked him too. I think you guys talked me into it.
Heinisch sucks.
He does suck. That's why I picked Gastelum. But I don't know. I like just how you explained how impressed you are with Gastelum. I'm like the opposite of impressed. I look at his fights and like, yeah, he's fought really good people, but he almost beat Weidman. And that was when Weidman was like really good. He ended up losing that fight. Caught Michael Bisping after fighting like a week later and knocked him out. Big fucking deal. He caught Jacare, and that was when Jacare kind of started losing. Then he lost 3 in a row again against people that aren't the worst. I mean they're the best actually. Izzy, Till, Hermanson beat Heinisch, lost to Whittaker. I see a lot of big names on here, and I see him losing to most of those names. I'm just. Like, what if you look at his record? What's his biggest win to you? Like I don't know, like maybe Tim Kennedy.
No, so I would say Jacare is bigger than Kennedy.
Yeah, I guess because that was a split decision. I didn't think he won the fight. That I'm kind of like whatever, but nonetheless, I'm going Cannonier here. I think he's gonna knock him the fuck out.
Hey, fair enough. I mean, he's got a granite chin. He's shown zero signs of having a depleted, durability. So that's a bold move.
That is true. But Chris, he's also really on the side. Go ahead, Chris.
Dude, you guys know I'm always super high on Gastelum. I mean, this is his 20th UFC fight, and he has fucking fought everybody. Like, look, okay, losses aside, Whitaker, Heinisch is just like the only and he fucked him up, right? Like we all agree, it was a decision, but it wasn't close. Hermanson, that fight was bad. Till, okay, Adesanya, that fight was literally fight of the year. Jacare, Michael Bisping, like he has fought fucking everyone, like everybody. And like I said, this is his 20th walk. He's got the experience, the Ultimate Fighter, just a laundry list of people. But like right now, what you said, Mike, before, I completely agree. I'm just super low on both of them, to be honest with you. Pull up Cannonier real quick. I have memories of like Cannonier. Well, I mean, granted, he fought from heavyweight and then worked his way down. It was what's his name, Glover Teixeira, dude. When we were there, just fucking took him down, beat the shit out of him. That was like depressing. Then he beat Nick Roick, like, wow, super dude. And then Jan, obviously, okay, it is what it is. Dominic Reyes, he got fucked up. David Branch, okay, congrats.
That was Silva. His first fight at 180. This is the first fight at 185 was Branch, when Branch was
right. I should have mentioned that. But yeah, David Branch, okay. Anderson Silva, that was when Anderson hurt his leg. Okay, we'll give that to you. Hermanson, he fucked him up. And I feel like right when that happened, it was like, wow, he's going to be fucking awesome. And then Whitaker just, it was what it was. And then we're here. I don't know. I guess maybe I'm just a hater, but I was never really high on him. It's like I always cling on to when fighters are at their low point. I don't know if that's a good thing. Like me with Charles Oliveira, I was still like, oh, dude, I remember Charles Oliveira was like losing decision to Frank Yeager and getting submitted by Anthony Pettis, and now he's the fucking lightweight champion. So people change, things happen, but I just feel like Cannonier's they're both older in the fight game, and this is a weird main event, man, because they're still at the top of the heap, I guess, but it seems like they're both on somewhat of a decline.
Yeah, and Cannonier ain't getting no younger, man. I mean, he's putting crystals on his forehead to, get by. But
that's what I'm saying, bro. Gastelum's old.
Gastelum only 29.
No, I was just going to say, Gastelum's old in the fight game, but super young. I knew how young he is. And Cannonier is just old, flat out old.
I just thought, man, Gastelum has so much potential. Just fucking make 170, you fucking asshole.
That's what I'm just going to bring that up next. Like, he would be such a problem at 170. His chin and his gas tank and his wrestling ability, like, he would be such a problem. I would actually be pumped to see him fight top of the food chain guys at 170.
I know, man.
Not fighting 5'9" versus 6'4".
I'm going with fucking Gastelum, honestly.
I literally can't even fault you. I have no argument against you picking Gastelum. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I'm going with Gastelum, dude. His boxing is super good. Remember when Matt went on a rant, talked about how good his boxing was, and then when Hermanson submitted him, he flexed on the podcast.
Yeah. Yo, bring that up every single episode for the rest of the time we do this.
I was like, dude, you literally said you were taking Gastelum and spoke about how good his boxing was and why he was going to win. But typical. Yeah, dude, I don't have to reiterate what Matt said. Go back and listen to that episode, dude. Even though he got his ass whooped in that fight. Well, actually, he didn't get his ass whooped. He just got fucking heel hooked in like 7 seconds.
Literally. No, 59. I think it was like 59 seconds.
Yeah, it wasn't actually 7, but like it might as well have been 7.
Yeah, seriously.
But anyways, boys, I think that's episode 78 in the books.
In the books.
Oh, yeah.
Real quick, couple notes. Sean O'Malley is taking fights that are at low level on purpose, and he's admitting it. And I fucking love him even more now. He's great, because this is what we were fucking complaining about, or should I say you guys were complaining about. You want to see him take that step up, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, yeah, he'll get there. And now he comes out and he's like, yeah, I get paid the same to fight Peter Yan or I fucking fight Louis Smolka.
Yeah, I'm not mad at him for it. It's just like, I don't want, like, it sucks because, the casuals definitely outweigh us. But, like, bro, I do not have any interest in watching him fight Louis Smolka.
No, none.
Yeah.
Fight someone good, you pussy. But no, he's the man. Like, dude, he's partying with, like, the Nelk boys and fucking 6'9", even though 6'9's a loser. Had a quick word change, but, dude. Oh, my God. Anyways. Dinner time, fellas.
All right, peace out, y'all. See y'all next week. Fights Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Enjoy.